Kids don't need parents, they need chauffeurs. I typed my symptoms into DadMD and it said, "You'll live." I keep trying to have a nice, clean house, but my kids keep living in it. I suffer from a form of mild cognitive impairment called motherhood. Sorry I'm late. My 2-year-old decided he could buckle his own car seat. Toxic parenting, but only to force my kids to have better music tastes. No one is as drunk with power as a toddler who's just learned to use a spoon. Me, wears jeans to school pickup. 6. Why are you so dressed up? My kid carries around an emotional support squash named Gary. How's your family doing? 5. Can we watch the Queen's funeral? Me, I guess so. 5. Yay, I love a good party. My teens' rooms have literally become the Bermuda Triangle for our dishes and cutlery. Destroy your child's spirit by suggesting they wear seasonally appropriate clothing. Is chicken the animal spelled the same as chicken the food? My child, about to be shook. My teen air quotes my age when she tells her friends how old I am, like I should be acting my age. Welcome to parenthood. Even if you sanded down your kitchen table, it's still gonna be sticky. Not to brag, but my kid is so polite, she woke me up to check if she was making too much noise. Shout out to all the parents who panic sprayed Febreze on a gym uniform this morning. You are my people. My 8-year-old had the audacity to ask me why I cross my legs when I sneeze. You dude, you are the reason. It's very rude of my wife to not tell me our 7ys school dismissal time, for which both of us got multiple emails. Accidentally asked my coworker if they needed to go potty before a meeting. I have to find a new job now. My 7-year-old. Birthdays are fun because of piñatas, but they're also not fun because it's 1 year closer to being dead. The sun is shining, birds are chirping, my husband and son are farting on one another. It truly is a wonderful life. Tin has been playing Baby Shark on the harmonica all weekend, and I think this is officially the ultimate level of parenting hell. Me, Queen Elizabeth died. My 7-year-old. Queens are real. We were going to watch a TV show as a family, but my kids are watching other kids on YouTube watch TV with their families. Me, it must be exciting to be in a new class and learn new things. 5. It's not exciting for me, I already learned everything. Me, I hope COVID isn't ruining my kid's childhood. My kid, Mommy, let's pretend I have COVID again. Thoughts and prayers for my teen, who had to wake up today and live. Santa is watching. Me, a Jewish mother, to her children in September. Why do kids always have tantrums in the middle of public places? Other tantrum-appropriate places are available, kids. Just dropped my kid off at school after a summer of minimal childcare. Time to stare at the wall for 5 hours as God intended. I'm Mom. You might remember me from such hits as, "When is this assignment due?" and its sequel, "How long have you known about this?" My 4-year-old forgot the word microwave and called it a warm fridge instead. Parents make a big deal over their kids' first step, and first tooth, and first word, but why not when they first learn to whisper? The most unrealistic thing I've ever seen in a movie is when an entire family sits down to eat breakfast together on a weekday. I hit the curb in the school drop-off line, so if I don't tweet for a while, it's because I've been busy transferring my kid to a new school. Me, did you brush your teeth? 8-year-old, I don't need to. Me, why not? 8. Yesterday, I brushed them twice. 6. Am I made of yolk? Me. 6. My friend said, we come from eggs, so did I come from the white or the yellow? Me. Go ask your father. Me. I had my first crush on a girl when I was in the 1st grade. My 7-year-old. Wow, that was a long time ago. Do you think she's still alive? It shouldn't be called going to the beach with kids. It should be called transferring the beach to your house 1 carload at a time. As a parent, I really look forward to the time I get to myself in between my child's bedtime and when I go to sleep, all 7 minutes of it. My kid sure has a lot of opinions about string cheese for someone who's only been around for 4 years. Fun-sized candy wrappers, glitter, small rocks, a paper that needed to be signed for school, parents describing the contents of their lint filter. Have to write a note to my kid's 1st grade teacher, and now I'm stressed out about my handwriting. 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 9:59 p.m. 12-year-old. I need some glitter, crayons, and poster board for school tomorrow. My child just gave me the last apple slice, then announced loudly, "If you eat the last apple, you put the bowl in the sink." He's 4. Sticks and stones may break my bones because my kid left them all over the living room floor. Me, to my 4-year-old, remember, you can't bring anything electric into the tub. 6-year-old, technically you can, but it will kill you. Me, yeah, thanks. Do tons of activities with your toddler on Saturday. Let them stay up late and really wear them out so they still wake up at 4:30 on Sunday morning. I asked 5 if he learned anything at school today. He thought for a bit, then said, "I learned if I kick Theo again, I need to make sure Mrs. Cobb isn't watching." Parenting is fun because it's like you're raising a tiny version of yourself. But it also sucks sometimes because you're raising a tiny version of yourself. My kids are piercing their baby doll's ears. And after much debate, they decided against lip rings because, and I quote, "they're just babies, maybe when they're 10. I don't know why they call it a geriatric pregnancy. It's not like we pee our pants, wake up 40 times a night, wear our pajamas around all day, and oh. My 2-year-old daughter was tired, but she doesn't know how to say that yet, so she held her head in her hands and said the full sentence, "I having a hard time." My 3-year-old niece wanted me to pretend I was her baby. When I pretended to cry, she promptly put a pillow over my face and told me, "Kids are terrifying." My daughter has decided she now eats dark chocolate, the one treat I never had to hide because I was the only one in the house who liked it. Nothing is sacred. Why is my peanut butter jar missing a lid and stored in a Ziploc bag? Well, I have kids, and apparently a lid magically disappears when a kid takes it off. According to my 5-year-old, food is not okay to eat if it's been on the floor for 3 hours. So I guess it's now the 3-hour rule. My son's teacher just emailed all the parents to say she hoped we had a long and relaxing weekend, as if she doesn't know the kids have been home with us. My husband turned on Mambo number 5, and my toddler burst into tears and said, "Turn it OFF," and crawled into my lap for me to console him. Lou Bega, can you explain this? My sister, saying what name she has picked out for her baby. My 10-year-old, in no uncertain terms telling her not to name her baby that. I met a horse with that name. My kids understand that the most important part of any 5-minute chore is the 45 minutes they spend fighting over who's going to do it. After nearly 13 years of being a parent, I thought nothing much could surprise me. Then I find my 8-year-old eating frozen peas from a mug with a spoon. Bill Hader in a KN95 at this packed event is the dad at school orientation who knows the name of his kid's pediatrician. Might around and donate stuff for a craft to my kid's class. Just some random filters, a fan, maybe some duct tape, and an extension cord. Just regular art stuff. My 12-year-old had a sleepover last night, and I regret to inform you she's the "Hey guys, let's keep it down" kid. Just want to send a quick go F to whoever taught my 3-year-old the phrase, "Was that the best you can do?" Tomorrow's dress-up day for my kid's school is throwback to the 2000s. Pardon me while I go grab my walker. My tween said I am like the most embarrassing mom ever. So I left a "Mommy loves you" napkin in his lunch because I don't just want to be like her, I want to be her. 7 years old. Can I get a snack? Me? Are you feeling hungry? 7 years old. You don't need to be hungry to eat a cookie. I want my kids to believe that they can grow up to be anything, but nasal spray is going to be a tough one to nurture. I like to think of myself as a nurturing and tolerant dad, yet even I'm surprised by the number of times each day I find myself thinking, "Please just shut the up for 5 minutes." One thing about adulthood I was not prepared for was how many cardboard boxes I'd have to break down and throw away all the time. The most rewarding part of having a teenage daughter is having someone who looks exactly like you, acts just like you, but who also finds everything about you absolutely repulsive. The best remedy for any kid's illness is to take them to a doctor and watch all the symptoms magically disappear right as the exam begins. My toddler climbed out of her crib, and my first thought was, why don't they make some kind of lid or attachment for the top of these things? Then I realized that's a cage. The worst sound in the world for a parent is when a toy box filled with small toys gets dumped. It angers me right now just thinking of the sound. My 6-year-old, why did you give money to that man? Me, some people don't have a home or job and need help. We may not have a ton of money, but 6. Is that because you keep giving it away? I put together a new Hot Wheels set with my 5 years old, and he said he was so excited that he might start crying. It was so cute that he thought it was for him. Please keep my heartbroken toddler in your thoughts because I vacuumed up some crumbs from the floor that he was apparently very attached to. Just in case you're thinking about having kids, my son held the phone next to his farted and said, "That was a good one," while I was on the phone with him. The day that you forget to check your kids' pockets before doing laundry is also the day that you find your clothes are covered in tiny wet globs of what used to be Cheez-Its when you open the washer. Accidentally put grown-up toothpaste on my toddler's toothbrush, and he screamed like I was cleaning his teeth with a Carolina Reaper dipped in Tabasco sauce. My son is singing a song he made up called "Free the Nipples" because he doesn't want to wear a shirt, and I don't think I'm mature enough to be a parent right now. My son has recently informed me the wall people who always have their eyes open don't like us anymore. Just curious if anyone is free tonight to help me move out. Me, do you want more breakfast? 6. No, I'm full, I have a small tummy. Me, okay, that's fine, you can. 6. Not like you, have a big tummy, huge, it's so big, not like my small one, yours is so giant. Me, I said you can go now, thanks. The absolute best thing about today is that I told my 10-year-old I was nominated for the National Book Award, and he then told me that out of all the kids in his class, he can stuff the most Oreos in his mouth. My 6-year-old, what's the difference between a barracuda and a shark? Me, when a barracuda is near, you'll hear a guitar riff. When it's a shark, you'll hear a tuba. Last night at dinner, my 6-year-old asked me what the most dangerous shark was, and I said the lone shark, so naturally I received an email from his teacher this morning. My daughter just told me she really wants to see this movie with Maya Hawke's dad, and I cannot get over how easy it is for these kids to make me feel like I'm 1,000 years old. Had a huge row with my 12-year-old where he told me I treated him like he was my least favorite kid. It hurt me so much to hear him say that. So we sat down and worked it out. Then I explained to him that I dislike my kids equally. I asked 5 why she threw her peas on the floor, and she said, "It wasn't me, it was my imaginary friend." And I said, "I didn't know you had an imaginary friend." And she said, I just thought of it when you got cross about the peas." My kindergartner told me some of her friends were throwing up the middle finger at recess. When I told her we don't do that at school, she said, "We only curse when someone is driving slow." And now she's officially ready for a driver's license. My son is going out to help our neighbor look for his missing dog, and I jokingly said something about him never wanting to help me find my keys when they're missing, and without skipping a beat he said, "That's because you don't offer $100 rewards." My kids are fighting because my 11 years old filled my 6-year-old's Minecraft house with cats. There's like 100 cats in the house, and she can't get rid of them. As a parent, I don't know how to handle this situation, lol. I thought my 2 years old would be okay. The new Cars show, even though I heard it was a bit scary. He loves cars and has never been scared of TV, but we watched the Haunted House EP. He was completely silent and then at the end said, "I don't want to watch TV anymore." Did I break him? Dear parents, it is important to know your enemy. Anyone who says cherish it or it gets easier. Creaky floorboards. 5 p.m. naps. Lego with bare feet. In the night garden. Any drink where caffeine has been removed. Childcare fees. Glitter. Family unfriendly bosses. My 5-year-old was pretending to do her Wordle with me as she pushed buttons on her cardboard phone. "Yes, I got it!" I asked how she got it so quick. "I have a pretend phone, I can do whatever I want." That's fair. 5 during the Queen's funeral. I can't wait to marry Prince George and be Queen of the world. When do they all have lunch? I wonder if they keep snacks in those big furry hats. When I'm queen, I'll tell my servants to bring me a cheese bagel. "Mommy, can you bring me a cheese bagel?" Some parenting moments no one can prepare you for, like the day your adorable baby runs to your arms and says, "Mommy, I have to show you something so special to me." And she leads you to the bathroom and unveils her incredibly special and disturbingly gigantic mound of poop. My kid just turned 4, so I keep telling her things like, 4-year-olds always clean up their toys after they're done playing, and 4-year-olds always eat everything on their plate. So far it's working, but I suspect my time is limited. My 5-year-old can't drive her pretend car because she can't find her driver's license that she made out of cardboard. She's stressing because she doesn't know how she's going to take her babies to the park. Her pretend play is too real. I'm stressing with her. Every time my mom stays over with my son for the night, we come home and the whole house is clean, even though I left it messy. My son is perfectly behaved, and she's folded my laundry. How are moms? Aren't I a mom? Why am I not this kind of mom?